Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Amy, and as I promised, here's my second video for today. So today, or tonight actually, because it's nighttime outside now, but tonight I'm going to be wrapping up just a few of the presents that I have purchased, my husband and I have purchased for our family members. And I can't exactly wrap all the ones I'm going to show you because the thing is, we had wrapping paper that we brought from our old house to this house because we used some wrapping paper to actually wrap up like glass goods and stuff, so that way they didn't get damaged on the drive here from Lowell. But unfortunately, I cannot find that wrapping paper, and I literally just saw it the other day. For the life of me, I cannot remember where I saw that wrapping paper, but I know I saw it somewhere in this house, and I'm sure I'm going to find it after this video. But I think for today I'm going to wrap up my brother's, well, not really wrap, I'll show you in a minute, but I'm going to show you a few gifts that my husband and I either bought or made for our family members. And if you watched my video before this one, called Have a Holly Jolly Christmas Part 2, you may remember that I mentioned that I gave my mom, or my husband and I gave my mom some of her Christmas presents a little bit early. And you may remember that I also mentioned I gave my husband his Christmas present early, or one of them. So if you didn't watch that video, the reason why I gave them some presents early was because my mom's presents that my husband and I bought her, they were Christmas themed Dolly Parton things. Like there was a tablecloth, which we kind of gave her a little earlier than the rest of these things. It was a Dolly Parton tablecloth, a blanket, a decoration that says Snowline, 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 Snowline. And what was the other thing I got her? What was the other thing we got? There's some other fourth thing that we got her that I can't remember. But since they were all kind of Christmassy anyway, my husband and I figured, we give them to her early so she can use them for Christmas. And she's been enjoying her. She finally put out her tablecloth as of yesterday, so it's in our dining room. She put that out. She's been using her blanket, and she put her little decoration that I actually got. My husband and I actually found at the thrift store that we got her, and that's up on a shelf somewhere. And you might remember if you watch that video that I got my husband a big, huge Pikachu plushie that was too big to actually hide. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and give it to him now. And I have kind of a funny story after I show you the presents that I'm going to wrap, or eventually wrap. So, for my mom, brother, sister-in-law, and husband, I made little trinket trays from a little pottery set that I found at Aldi earlier this year. And this was the Aldi in Lowell because we don't have an Aldi around here anywhere. Alright, so I made little trinket trays. There's 4 of them. This one's for my mom. It's orange and pink. I had to do 2 different pinks on the back. This for my husband. It's red and black. He loves red and black. Those are his 2 favorite colors. This for my sister-in-law. It's pink and red and black. She's a big Disney fan, and she even worked at Disney for a while back in the day. So I just figured this kind of looked like Minnie Mouse, so I figured she'd love that. And this was for my brother. It's kind of looks like a little globe, but 2 of his favorite colors are blue and green, so yeah, I made him that one. So, as I said, we're going to do my brother's present today. This is a gift bag that I got for my present from my brother a few years ago. And thankfully it survived the move. It's got a cat on it. I think this was in 2022 I got this bag. That was the year my cat Mitten showed up in our yard. And this actually looks like a cat that used to show up in our yard that we called Dolly Parton. So, this bag does not want to stand. So, before I actually bag that up, I'm going to show you the thing my husband and I got our sister-in-law. So and you might remember this from the video last night, but my family doesn't really watch my YouTube videos, so this shouldn't ruin any surprises. And they can just act surprised if they watch it. So my sister-in-law, my brother, and my husband are all Harry Potter fans. And I'm not really a big Harry Potter fan. I watched the first movie with my husband. I just couldn't get into it. I don't think Harry Potter is evil. I mean, I grew up in a house that I just never read or watched Harry Potter. I had no interest in it. And I grew up in a Christian household, but I never did think it was evil or anything. I just couldn't get into it. But anyway, my husband and I, we got my sister-in-law this cute, pretty makeup set from Walmart. And this is what comes in it. I think she's going to love it. But since the reason why I'm not wrapping all these presents, I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I did. I just don't have enough wrapping paper or gift bags. And yeah, I'm going to have to buy some. I just figured I'd show you some of the gift I've been working on. So this isn't really exactly a gift for my brother. I'm going to get him something else. But he only moved out when a few months before he got married in 2023. But from 2019 to like, I don't know if it was 2021 to 2023, one of those years, between those years he worked at a nursing home in Lowell. And they always had all kinds of like raffles and contests, and my brother always won so many of them. This is one of the things that he won. It's a premium bamboo charcuterie platter and serving tray, or cheese board. And this isn't exactly a present, but when he moved out, he left it at our house, and we brought it here when we moved. So since it's not rightfully ours, it's rightfully his. I'm going to put it in his present bag to give to him so it can finally be out of our house and he can have it at his house so they can use it for whatever they like. It does look like a pretty nice cheese board. We're not charcuterie people. If we get meat and cheese, it's usually in Lunchables. So we don't ever have to make it. So it's going to go in the bag. Hopefully it's big enough. Okay, I just ripped this bag all to pieces. Okay, so plan B. RIP to this bag. Maybe we could tape it up and use it for something else. But, so I'm just going to put my brother's two things together, and then there's more to come. What did I do with that makeup set? Here it is. So we're going to put these two together. And then my mom's and husband's are going to be separated. So, yeah. So I'm going to tell you kind of a funny story that happened when I was a kid. It was around Christmas time. And then when I was a kid, I went to a private school from the time I was in preschool to the time, my last year I went to the private school was 6th grade. So I went to a really religious private school, and my dad was working at the Ford Assembly plant in Chicago. And apparently the night before that, or a few nights before, he had gone to Toys R Us and purchased whatever gifts my brother and I had asked for from Santa that year. And he left them in the trunk of the truck that my mom had driven us home from school in. And I was the last one out of the truck that night. Or afternoon. It wasn't really nighttime. It was like 3:30. But for some reason I happened to like glance over in the trunk and I saw whatever we asked for Christmas. There were these big, huge boxes. My brother asked for like some big, huge present. I don't know what it was. And then I asked for, I think it was this bunch of little things, probably like Bratz dolls and Barbie dolls and maybe For Real Friends stuff like that. And I looked over and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. And my mom was unlocking the door and my brother was by her. And I was like to my mom, I was going to, Mom, guess what's in the trunk? She looks at me like, don't you dare say another word about what's in that trunk. So, yeah. Yeah, that was, now looking back on it, it's kind of a funny memory. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to try to figure out a wrapping solution for these presents. And, yeah. Good night, guys. I'll see you guys probably in the wee hours of the morning with the next installment of the Dolly Parton advent calendar. Bye!